Hello YouTube, this is Commander Ironside and this is a new YouTube BBR 5 game. Name of the operation is Operation Reclamation. I'll post a link to the other players in the description box, so please follow along. Love comments and feedback. I'm playing USA and China, and so this is USA and China 1. I will note that I haven't fully made all the moves from the prior turns because I've been out of town and I've just gotten back, and I'd like to just advance the game. So I moved the Japanese pieces around, but I haven't moved the Russians or the Germans yet, but I'll do that afterwards and clean it up. So USA is not at war. It has $52 to spend. So it will be advancing tech, buying 2 aircraft carriers, a destroyer, and a transport, and saving 1. China's got 12 to spend. It'll be buying 4 infantry. So in thinking about this turn, the Japanese did something a little bit different, not too crazy. They attacked French Indochina. They annexed Thailand, giving up their bonus. We'll see what comes of that and where they're going from there. But they also split their fleet. So rather than most of the fleet being parked in 36, which you see often in these types of games, there's not an inconsequential fleet sitting in 33. So I'm going to try something a little bit different in response, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, this is the time to experiment and learn, what the heck. So nothing too crazy. USA has no combats because it's not at war, it can't go to war. So I'll make a series of non-combat moves, and then China will have 1 battle to declare. So first, the tactical bomber on the carrier in 10 will stay in the C zone, but then the fleet in 10, absent the transport, so the aircraft carrier with 1 fighter, battleship, a cruiser, and a destroyer will go C zone 12, C zone 26 to C zone 30. The fleet in 26 the cruiser and the sub in 26 will go to 30. Okay. One of the fighters on Hawaii will go to Wake. Both fighters in Hawaii will go to Wake. The transport in 26 will go back to C zone 10. Okay. The fighter on the Philippines will go 1 into 35, 2 into 34, 3 into 33, 4 into 32, and land on the carrier in 30. The fleet, the destroyer and the sub in 35 will go through 45, 46, and come to 54. Oops. The fighter in Western US will go C zone 10, 12, 26, and land in Hawaii. If we come over to the other side of the board, remember I haven't moved all my German pieces because I believe that all the German subs got sank, but I'll fix that afterwards, so just ignore that for now. The tank and a mech, the tank and 2 mechs from Central will drive over to Western US. So a tank and 2 mechs drove over to Western US. The bomber will go to Eastern. The infantry in Central will move to Eastern. The fighter will move into C zone 10, and you guessed it, will land on the aircraft carrier that's going to be deployed there. And the mech will go from Central to central to eastern. So let me just look. I think that's all of my movements, but let me just double check. Okay, so now for deployments. One of the aircraft carriers will go into C-Zone 10 and the tactical will land on that. Okay, and then the aircraft carrier, the destroyer, and the transport that are remaining is going to land in C-Zone 101. And the fighter that's in the C-Zone will land on the carrier as well. Okay? So I think that's for US. I'll do disposition of forces all at the end. Now China. China was abysmal in its defense, and Japan brought everything it possibly could into Yunnan. So it now has 7 infantry and an artillery there. But I don't think that I can survive this game if I leave 7 infantry and an artillery free and clear in Yunnan, so I have to attack it. So I don't really love this attack. Let me know your thoughts if you would have done something differently, but I'm gonna do it. So coming into the battle, into Yunnan, are the 6 infantry in Sichuan, the 2 infantry in Kwaichao for a total of 8 infantry. The 3 cavalry will be joining them. And the fighter will move 1 and have 3 spots remaining. And so this will be the only battle for China. And if this doesn't go very well, then China is probably sunk. But I think if I were to walk away, I think China's sunk anyway. But again, if you have different thoughts or different reactions, I'd love to hear other people's views. It helps me be a better player and learn more about the game. So let me know in the comments. So from the Chinese attacks, Chinese will be attacking with 8 1s, 3 cavalry at 2, and 1 at 3. The Japanese will be defending with 8 at 2. So let's get right into it. Hopefully this goes well. Not a great start. 2 hits. Okay, 2 hits is all. Not auspicious. So in response, the Japanese will have 8 at 2. 2, 4, 6, 8. Two hits. Okay, so the Japanese are left with 6, and 2 of the 1s come out, so they will be 6 Chinese infantry, 6, 3 cavalry at 2, and a fighter at 3. Let me just remove that. I can typically do it with the dice, but let's do it this way. So 2 Chinese, 2 Japanese. Okay. Round 2. Need a better roll. Much better. 2, 4, 5. Okay, so the Japanese will have 1 infantry left after this attack. 2 hits. Okay. So the Chinese will lose 2 more guys. And they lose 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 1 artillery left. The Chinese will roll 4 at 1, 3 at 2, and 1 at 3. Might have actually brought too much, but it scared me rolling all those 1s. You just never know. So it's gonna wipe me out next turn, but I had to take those guys off the table. Okay, so I got 2 hits, which is enough. And then the Japanese response, miss. All right, so Yunnan will go back to the Chinese. And there will be 4 guys And then the fighter. So there's 4 infantry and 3 cavalry left. I'll move the fighter in just a second. Where do I want to put them? The 2 guys in Suiyan will move to Shenxi. The guy in Sichuan, the plane in Sichuan will land in Shenxi. And then I got 4 Chinese infantry to place. Put 1 in Suiyan. I'll make them fight for it. 1 in Hopei. 1 in Shenxi. And 1 in Kuaichao. Okay. So China was at 8 on the income tracker. Just show you that for a second. You zoom in. So China will move to 9. Japan will come down 1 to 32. And again, the other nations aren't correct yet. I'm just getting caught up. So let's go back to disposition of forces. Or let's do income and then we'll do disposition of forces. So the U.S. has a 52. It has no bonuses. But it did save 1, so the U.S. will have 53 next turn to spend. So the U.S. will have 53. And China's at 9, plus they get the Burma Road 6, so they'll have 15 next turn. So China will have a glorious 15 to spend next turn. U.S. will have 53 next turn. So from a disposition of forces, in western U.S., there is a mech, 2 infantry, and artillery, 2 infantry and artillery, 3 mechs, a tank, 2 anti-aircraft guns. In C-Zone 10, there are 2 transports and an aircraft carrier with a tactical bomber on it. In C-Zone 26, you see that? Back up. C-Zone 26, there is a destroyer. On the island of Hawaii, there are 2 infantry and a fighter. In Wake Island, there are 2 fighters. In C-Zone 30, there's an aircraft carrier with 2 fighters, a battleship, a cruiser, 2 cruisers, a destroyer, and a sub. In C-Zone 54, there is a destroyer and a sub. In the Philippines, there are 2 infantry. Come to the other side of the board. Remember, don't look at Germany. It's not correct. In eastern United States, there is a mech, an artillery, 2 anti-aircraft guns, 2 infantry, a bomber. In C-Zone 101, there is a cruiser, 2 transports, a destroyer, and an aircraft carrier with 1 fighter on it. Come to China. In Yunnan, there are 4 infantry, 3 cavalry. Kuaichao, there's a single infantry. Hopei, there's a single infantry. Suiyan, there's a single infantry. Shenxi, there are 4 infantry and a fighter. I think that is it. So on to UK1, which is Detroit. Excited for this turn. Thanks. Hope you enjoy watching. Leave your comments.